I'd like to invite our next speaker, Kylie Manzi.
I would like to invite you to notice the uniqueness of this moment. And I'd like you to start with exploring it with our senses. Smell. Sight. Sound. Taste. Touch. Notice your clothing touching your body. What parts are in rest, sitting next to each other. I'd like you to notice any internal sensations in your body. I invite you to move in your seat and find comfort. Can you delight yourselves in this moment, making yourself smile? Thank you for your participation in that. I would like you to keep looking for the unique in this talk that is just for you. I've lived 45 years with untreated ADHD, just a year now on medication. And I'm here today to share with you my thoughts based on my experience, my investigations. Normalising neurodiversity and opening up more awareness and acceptance, more conversations and dialogue and language. When I was young, I was the girl at the side of the class, staring at the window, watching the leaves and the sun shining their magic through. I love to dance. ADHD in women and girls can present in very different ways. They don't disrupt enough for you to be able to see the struggles they're having. In fact, they become so good at masking and hiding those struggles, creating workarounds and efforting. ADHD has been described as a Ferrari brain with bicycle brakes. And for me, this feels like I've got cogs with different thought process on them, spinning at 1,000,000 miles an hour. In life, I've felt like an imposter, feeling that I'm not enough and I could be too much. ADHD, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, has 3 presentations: hyperactivity, inattentiveness, and combined. Most people, when they think of ADHD, they think of a young boy, a hyperactive boy. Women and girls have been grossly overlooked. Is it because of our hormones? Diagnosis can come much later in life and becomes more noticeable. ADHD becomes more noticeable during times of change. Change of schools, uni, where conflicting priorities come in. Whether it's a baby, change in jobs, relationship changes, where previous coping mechanisms fail. ADHD for me is infinitely creative. I love choose your own adventure books, and more recently, the Dora Explorer movie with the choose your own adventure. Did you like to go back and find out the worst possible outcome for the villain? I enjoyed exploring every pathway. For me, ADHD is infinite possibilities and creativity in every moment. And I offer this as a glimpse into my popcorning mind of possibilities. However, it's never ending. it just doesn't end. Because I'm not thinking, hooray, I've done a task, I'm going to pop that into a routine and do it forever. The adventure just keeps going. I don't see that one step in front of me. I see that mountain of possibilities. ADHD, always looking to stimulate low dopamine. I've got a wonderful group of friends. Hello. And we go away regularly together. One day I was watching my friend set the table. She was back and forth to the kitchen and had everything on the table. She then stepped back and admired her work. She then went, "Great." At the time, I thought, I want some of that. I now know that it's a little boost of dopamine. How can I learn to finish a task and celebrate? Medications for people with ADHD work on stimulating dopamine and noradrenaline in the brain. It's understood or believed that for people with ADHD, dopamine is lower or less available to people, and the medication brings it up into a more normal range. Remember the cogs with the different thought processes spinning at 1,000,000 miles an hour? It feels like they all slow down and that I can get traction on one instead of it bouncing off. I can see something through to the end. What else stimulates dopamine? Novelty, looking for uniqueness, movement, small muscle movement, big muscle movement, music, giving and receiving celebrations, looking for the good, what went well. A done list. Remember the mountain of possibility? It often feels like I don't get anything done. A way to flip that is a done list, either somewhere that you walk past, you pop it down, or a quick voice-to-text note in your phone. Why am I here? It's estimated that those with ADHD receive 20,000 more negative messages by the age of 10 than they do positive. With ADHD comes fast thinking and impulsivity. The first choice of words and actions is not always the best choice, but it's the response to that by others that's deeply felt in our nervous systems. RSD, or rejection sensitivity dysphoria, is the pain of rejection felt more acutely by those with ADHD. I have wanted to hide away from the world. It's isolating and lonely, with the shame of, why can't I get it right? Inconsistency, letting people down. I should be able to do this. Why is it so hard for me? If this is you or someone you know, I want you to know that you are not alone. I've struggled for many years to bring voice to my thoughts. Recently, I've explored self-help books and every system going. But recently, in my efforts to find out more about ADHD, I jumped on TikTok. And I know, too old for TikTok. I looked up the hashtag of ADHD and Neuro-Diversity, and on there I found a variety of people sharing and putting words to their ADHD traits. Things like time blindness, hyperfocus, now not now, object permanence, executive functions. I also found out that I've got very sensitive hearing and I've learnt how to protect it and also celebrate it. There's music out there, 8D music, through to infinity D music, that gives my brain a whole massage. My hope today is that in my vulnerability, in showing you what I usually hide behind a mask of bright clothing and a big smile, is that you have more awareness of ADHD and neurodiversity and more curiosity to find out more. So that in your interactions with both yourself and others, you can give more kindness and compassion. There are some very talented people that are bringing awareness and giving words to ADHD and language to ADHD. Here are some of them. Did you find your unique gift? Thank you.